What is up, you guys? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Joe Hagan, and I'm a business owner. I'm a 24-year-old entrepreneur. Um, and I just decided to make this channel because I just don't care what people think anymore, to be honest. I've achieved the majority of my goals in life to this point. Like I said, I'm a business owner. I'm financially independent, and I have a really, really close knit friend group. And I remember growing up, I always wanted to help other people and like coach other people, but I never really had the confidence. Um, just because I just never was the kind of guy to make a YouTube video. I just never really thought about it. I never really, considered doing it and didn't really have the confidence to do it. And like I said, over the past year, I have found a lot of success in being an entrepreneur and realizing that in order to be successful, you just have to be out of your comfort zone as much as possible and as often as possible. So, long-winded explanation, but that's really why I decided to start this YouTube channel, is to get out of my comfort zone. And this is one of the first times I've ever been in front of a camera, so please bear with me. Just know that this is my first time doing it, and I'm probably going to have a lot of ums and ands throughout the video. But go ahead and give it a thumbs up as well as subscribe if you would like to. Today I'm just going to go over kind of my journey, the businesses that I currently own and operate, as well as just some general background about who I am. So this whole journey really started when I got out of college, and just like the majority of college kids out there, either they were having trouble finding a job or just couldn't really get one. And I remember every single summer throughout college, I had an internship, really great, work experience overall, but it didn't really matter. It was super hard to get a job still. And I actually ended up becoming a business owner, I guess a business owner as a financial advisor working for a large brokerage firm. And the reason I call it, a business owner is because even at these large brokerage firms, you actually only make commission. It's 100% commission for selling, insurance policies, and then you have to build up your investment portfolio, and then you get paid a percentage on that investment portfolio every single year or quarterly. So it's basically you only eat what you kill. And I remember how desperate I was for money at the time. Um, I literally, I think I had like $100 to my name when I first started the job. And man, I can't even, it's so crazy to think it was only like a year, or no, it was like 2.5 years ago now. But literally had $100 to my name, and I was hungry, guys. I was calling everybody and anybody. I was going through my, high school and college yearbook and just reaching out to anyone and seeing if they would be interested in buying like a life insurance policy, or, just trying to make enough money to eat, basically. And I did that for a year on my own. Was pretty successful. Started a successful practice, and I think my first year on my own, it's nothing crazy, but I think I made like $40,000 in commission, and that was obviously before tax and everything. But I mean, I was proud of it for being a 22, 23-year old at the time, to make $40,000 in sales all by my own. I didn't have any reputation to kind of fall under. I was really surprised, and I was really I was excited to know that I had the work ethic that it took to build something. And a lot of people don't. A lot of people are super scared to take that first step. But the mentality you have to have, you guys, when you start a business is, even if you do have the money to eat, like, unless you get a sale that week, or obviously you don't have to, I mean, depending on what industry you're in, if you don't get a sale that day, like, you don't get to eat. And for me back then, obviously, I was living with my parents still. um, I just still never gave up that mindset of you only, eat what you kill. And and that kind of plays into the story later on. But I built a successful practice for about a year. I was on my own, doing my own thing, and then I started to bring in some bigger clients, and I needed some help. These people were not going to listen to someone who's 23 years old. They needed someone who had a lot of experience, a lot of investments that they managed personally. So I started to develop a relationship with two older financial advisors who had their own practice, and I actually joined them. Now, my role was to set up meetings and do prospecting and really kind of perfect the beginning of the sales cycle. So my prospects that I was going after, on average, had a net worth of about $2 to $20 million. That was like my target zone, or I was going after businesses, individuals, or families that had $1 or $2 to $20 million in liquid assets. And I'll be honest, guys, I got burnt out after like 2 months into the role. I was super burned out. I was just beat up. But at that time, I had a steady source of income. I gave up the opportunity to make a lot of money in commission in order for steady income, because it just seemed like a luxury to me. And eventually it was my saving grace, because that money is what allowed me to finance my business that I'm going to get to soon. But I remember it was at the end of one day, I just came home and I threw my hands up in the air, and I'm like, this is it. I see all these people on Instagram and Facebook and Snapchat. They look like idiots. They've, Supreme Patty and all these other people where they're making tons of money off endorsements. And here I am in a suit every day, calling wealthy people. And why can't I be successful? If someone, like Supreme Patty or all these people who are fake flexing with their Lambos, why can't I be successful? So I knew I could. I knew I had the work ethic, and I knew I had the brains for it. But just like everyone kind of starts their journey in terms of how to perfect making money, or find what they're good at or what they want to do, it started with a Google search. And I just went online and started Googling, how to make money online or how to make money passively. And when I tell you I bought every course that I could find, I think I bought like 25 courses, all on different business ideas, all on different business topics, and different methods of making money or business ideas. And the reason for that is, first of all, I'm not afraid to invest in myself, and so many people are hypocrites about this, because they won't buy a $500 course, but they'll spend $100,000 on a college education that they come out of, and they still can't get a job, and they still can't make any money off of a marketing degree. And I'm going to say it, because guess what? That was me. So that's kind of the truth, right? You come out of school and you have $100,000 in college, in student loans or whatever, or in debt, and you're not willing to invest $500 more into yourself to actually learn a skill that could make you money. So I ended up spending, I think I spent like $3,000 total buying all these courses. And it slowly allowed me to start testing different methods to see where I would have the most success and the quickest. And for me, that turned into drop shipping on Shopify. So I'm going to go into that in another video, like how drop shipping works and how anybody can get into it. But it's basically, you find a supplier, typically in China or in Vietnam, who make a product for typically an impulse buy product. So one of the products that I found success selling were makeup brushes, and I was able to get them for ridiculously cheap. Like a set of them was like maybe $250. And so without setting up an actual storefront, you go on Shopify, you create an account, you create a website, then you go to Facebook and you start advertising for the product. And basically, because you don't have to have a physical location, you don't have to have stock or inventory until someone makes an order, right? So the premise is you're never really going to lose money unless your marketing, doesn't equal out for your expenses, right? If you spend $100 and you don't make any money, then you have a problem and you're out quite a bit. But if you're able to, you know, make your money back, at least you're breaking even every single day. So, anyways, I'm kind of on a tangent here, but started drop shipping. It took me like 20 products before I found a successful one, which was a makeup brush. And it blew up, guys. I think the first day that I launched Facebook ads, and at this point, because I'd tried 20 different products, I was really good at building websites. And my insights changed on what a good store looks like, and a store that people are going to trust and has a high conversion rate, and products that work. So the first day I launched a campaign for the makeup brushes. I mean, it blew up. I'll never forget, I was looking at my laptop, and if anyone knows anything about Shopify, you can literally look at like the back end, which means you can look at like how many people are on your website at a time, how many people are like checking out, how many people bought, and like where in the world they are. And it's really cool. And so I'll never forget, I get the notification on my phone. It's like, hey, your Facebook ad was approved. It's now live. And I have my laptop open, and all of a sudden I started hearing like cha-ching, cha-ching, and that's the noise that Shopify makes when you get a sale. It just started going nuts. Like absolutely crazy. Every 10 minutes we had like 50 to 100 people checking out and like buying products. And in the first day, I made like $1,800 in one day, which was just absolutely insane. I couldn't sleep. I like watched this thing all night long. Next day, like same thing, like $1,800. Next day, I increased the budget. It went to like $2,200 a day in sales. And our profit margins were like just about 50%, because we were getting so much traction on our marketing. Our expenses were really, really small. And pretty soon I ran into a roadblock with it. And the reason for that was Facebook is so finicky with their advertising accounts. And if you have a single customer that you sell to who goes on Facebook and says that they didn't get their order, even if they never ordered from you, like I've had to go and prove multiple times that spammers or scammers like never bought a product from me, and they'll go to Facebook, say they did, and they never got it, and then my ad account for Facebook will get shut down. So I built out this nice business that was making me a lot of money every single day, and somebody went and said that they bought a product from me, which they never did. They could never prove it. They never gave me their information, and my ad account got shut down. So I was so frustrated. I was like, you know what? This is crazy. This is crazy. To think you could work this hard and somebody could come in and just take it away from you, this isn't worth my time. So I ended up, what was next? I ended up starting a digital marketing company, and really focused on lead generation, specifically for gyms and real estate agents. There's a huge disconnect in the technology and resources that real estate agents have for their business, and they're also very limited in terms of what advertising they can do. So I tapped into that market hard, and built a pretty successful practice and business through that as well. I was charging my clients like not much, honestly, for the amount of work I was doing for them. I was only charging like $500 a month. It was like $500 worth of the expenses, and then another $500 was like my fee. So I was doing like $1,000 a month, but spending like $500 on that on their actual websites and ad campaigns and stuff like that. So I just had that rolling in the background, and eventually I came across somebody who was making a ton of money off YouTube, and they had figured out a way to monetize a bunch of channels. And this is another video I'm gonna do, and talk to you guys about how you can make money off of YouTube 100% passive. And it's so interesting, and so many people just don't even know about it. So thank you so much for watching the video. Obviously, like I said, this is the first time I've ever made a YouTube video. So if you have watch till the end, I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button, the thumbs up button, and I'll be on here for another video soon. Thanks.